$1,000 a day guarantee. Our Dentist Job Connect client, Dr. Jason Chawla, is so busy doing so many hygiene checks, and he needs your help. Dr. Jason, thanks for jumping on here with me. You're a Dentist Job Connect client. You go to dentistjobconnect.com, or you can text LA to 215-543-6454 for Louisiana. So tell us this, where is your associate position?
Hey, Paul, thanks for having me, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah, we're right outside New Orleans. Great area, about 25 minutes. And the nice thing about it, it's the longest bridge in the country, actually, 24 miles long.
Nice.
We're about 2 miles off that bridge, but you're maybe 30 minutes from downtown New Orleans. I mean, you got great culture, great food. I mean, I'm sure you've been in New Orleans. So if you've been in New Orleans, it's a great time.
30 minutes to New Orleans. We got to inspire dentists to go there. I know it's a fun place. Now, what's your why? Why do you need another dentist to share in the joy of full contact arts and crafts on people that don't want to be there? That's dentistry, Jason. Why do you need someone to bond with you and your team?
I love that analogy there. Well, so this practice has been here for 30 years. All right. So I took over about 4 years ago. And the nice thing as far as an associate, this practice has always had an associate with it and myself. So the associate would be walking into a full schedule. They're not competing with a owner doc or another associate or anything to have a schedule. Anything that walks in through the door is theirs. I'm there, part-time to kind of assist and mentor, maybe help with a case that the associate couldn't handle. But we're pretty much rocking and rolling, Paul.
Nice.
So it's yeah.
It's an amazing thing when here's what you can share as a practice owner. Maybe you wouldn't have thought of this as a dental student. Is too many patients? Can that be a problem for you, having too many patients?
No, absolutely. I mean, I own 3 practices now, and it's been a different, learning experience in every one. I'm big on saying you don't know what you don't know. So we've refined that. And the nice thing about our practice, we don't take any Medicaid, any HMOs, just some PPOs, and we're about 40, closer to 50% fee for service in this area. So it's a really nice area to practice. You get a lot of the higher end dentistry. It's a very affluent area. So the patients, they like having a conversation, getting to know you, but it's a very, it's a different pace. You're not working a million miles an hour. You're doing
Nice.
Quality work. You're having a conversation. These people become part of your work family.
It's not a nacho nuts pace. I like that. So we got the where, the why. Now, here's the what. What procedures will this associate be doing most of the time? I take this job, I show up day one, tell me about what my schedule looks like. Tell me about what you expect a dentist to be able to do to help you, and then maybe opportunities to do some other stuff.
Sure, great questions. Yeah, and so the practice I'll start with, we're all digital, right? So we have a CEREC, so you'll do in-house crowns. We have a digital scanner, so you can send out crowns as well, but it's a lot of, there's a lot of bread and butter. So mainly, restorative, so crown, bridge, fillings, but we do a fair amount of implants as well. We restore implants, we place implants, we have a CT in the office as well. And the patient base, we don't do a lot of removable in this area, not a lot of removable. And as far as molar endo, we usually refer it out. If the associate wants to handle it, they're more than welcome to refer out third molars. We're busy enough, honestly, to where we don't have to do that as much anymore.
Nice. Why don't you do more removable? Those patients are always so pleased and happy with us. Just kidding. They make 47 complaints the second you put the removable thing in, right?
Yeah.
The second you put it in. Endodontists are smart. No hygiene checks or removable dentistry. Good job, endodontists.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now dental school tuition is super high. There's a lot of debt. Associate dentists need to do these crazy things. They have crazy expectations, these new dentists, Jason. Their expectations are so out of whack. They expect to be able to pay their rent, eat food, and pay their loans. What is wrong with the newest generation? Just joking. You had $600,000 in debt. So tell us about the guarantee, because I have a $1,000 guarantee and the opportunity to make more, and why you feel confident in that.
Absolutely. So yeah, $1,000 a day, and honestly, anyone who's been in that practice has never not hit that number. And this isn't a crazy schedule where you're working like a dog or anything like that. We're 8 to 4. Most days, 4 days a week. So you're working less than 200 days a year. It's easy. The schedule is there. The staff is super supportive as well. We execute on our treatment plans by just having that relationship with our patients.
Nice.
And that's kind of where I strive to be. You're not getting a million patients into the door and just having to maybe they trust us. It's a relationship-based practice, and if you tell them, they take it seriously and they show up and get the work done. So our cancellations are low. We have a show rate of close to about 90%. So it's a really ideal practice to be in, and owning 3 practices and working in different areas as an associate. I know I have a fair bit of experience to be able to say that. It's a nice place to work.
Awesome. I love hearing that. You have a great where, why, what, and how. And then I say this thing, Jason, that many of our patients don't get. Dentists are people too. Dentists are people too.
Sure.
They don't think of us as people, but we're people too. So let's say we just had a dentist move from New Jersey to Missouri to take a job with one of our Job Connect clients. So let's say someone moves from Philadelphia down to work with you in Louisiana. They work each day, they're dentisting, but at the end of the day, they say, hey, I want to do some stuff outside the operatory. So what are some fun things to do? I know you said New Orleans is close by, but put yourself in the big scrubs.
Yeah.
Okay, you're young enough. You had nice scrubs. You know what my scrubs were like in 2002? They were cardboard, Jason. Cardboard, shapeless cardboard. Now they'll go out in their figs and Fabletics. They're a nacho sponsor scrub.
Yeah, you're right about that.
But put them in I'll use Fabletics. They're a sponsor. After they take off their Fabletic scrubs and want to do something at night or want to do something on the weekend, what would you do?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so I was born and raised in this area. As far as outdoor activities, I mean, there's a ton of hiking, kayaking. I'm a big fisherman. I love fishing. If you like hunting, there's a lot of that as well. I mean, New Orleans, just the food, the culture. I mean, music scene is amazing. If you're a sports fan, and I was gonna say, if you're an Eagles fan, Paul, it might be tough because it's Saints country.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, you got a football team, you got a basketball team. I mean, so there's honestly, you never get bored. And I went to dental school in Florida, which people love Florida. I have my Florida license. The reason I chose to come back home is honestly for that reason: the culture, the people. The food, I mean, the food's to die for. It was a tough decision, but I'm really glad I'm here. And that's a stark contrast because a lot of people are like, Florida, it's Florida. I want to be there. But there's a ton to do. I mean, and the people in general, just very inviting. I tell people that don't know me, if when I leave my neighborhood, if you don't say hello, whether you know the person or not, you're considered a stranger. Yeah, that's how it is here. It's just that Southern culture.
That's a great thing. The last thing I want to wrap up with, I want to remind you, I'm talking with the awesome Dr. Jason Chawla, multi-practice owner. Got a $1,000 a day guarantee for a job in Louisiana. You can text LA to 215-543-6454. You can go to dentistjobconnect.com. But this is really important. You own more than one practice. I own more than one practice with my brother. And we have a team of associates. And I know you have an associate there. Talk to me a little bit about the mentorship. Stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Do you have your associates back? Can they text you with questions? Can they be like, hey, Jason, this patient is acting nacho nuts. I need your help. Tell me what mentorship looks like in your organization.
Absolutely. That's a fantastic question. So doctor has been with me. It's been with me for about 4 years. He wasn't placing the implants. So I've been an AAID member since before I even graduated dental school. So we do full arch fixed as well as removable. He wasn't placing the implants with us here. We send the implant pathway. Now he's actually done his first full arch case as of 2 months ago. But
awesome.
I try to empower him as well as far as training. When he's in the office, he's the boss. He's in charge. He is the clinician. They have full autonomy, but if there's ever anything there, I'm literally, 20-minute drive down the road, a phone call away. And a lot of cases we'll go in there and do them together. So I'll come in there. The associate still gets the production. I'm just there in case they need me. And the way I describe it to all my associates is, you can try anything as long as you always know if something goes wrong, what is my plan to get out of it? Yes, whether it's a specialist, having another doctor, anything like that. You can try it, but you just have to know what happens if it goes wrong. And that's kind of how I kind of mentor and teach the associates.
I love that. I call that I had a great coach and she talked about situational leadership. We've talked about situational awareness with sports, situational awareness in dentistry. I say to some of my residents, hey, your patient comes in, the crown you're about to insert doesn't fit. Do you take a new impression so you can make a new crown, or put their temporary on and send them home? They go, oh, take a new impression. I go, but you have 2 hygienists waiting for a check, and the next patient is to insert an implant overdenture, and they've been waiting for a long time. Oh, now maybe I will put that temporary back on. And that is stuff that they don't talk about in dental school at all. So I love how do you get out of this situation? Well, Jason, the last thing I'll share is one good idea for you in 2024, same name as you. Dr. Jason Smithson is coming from the UK to Philadelphia. So come up here. He's one of the best dentists on earth. Meet some awesome dentists in Philadelphia. Eat some of our food. And I know people like you might be looking for another practice one day, so you might need another associate. So really appreciate you sharing with us today. Great job.
Likewise, Paul. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Looking forward to making a trip up to Philly.
Awesome.